what a spectacle it was. I mean, this was the first time it was happening outside the stadium.
Yeah.
And of course, there were plenty of questions whether it's going to be fantastic because this is the first time you're going. They did well.
They did their work really well. You could see there was my in opening. You saw world class personalities in this opening ceremony, and I was like, oh, this is
Yeah, you were looking by Lady Gaga, by the Canadian Celine Dion, who had not performed for quite some time, but what a performance. And it was just grand. Everything about it was grand. I mean, they had to go and do it in the best possible way. This was the first time that it was happening, and the Olympic Games were happening in Paris in over 100 years. And the French really outdid themselves. I mean, the way it began, right there with the fireworks at the Austerlitz bridge, the tricolor, the French colors. I was like, whoa, this is just amazing, beautiful.
You just have to sit back and appreciate what they've done, because of course there's always this fear that there was this fear that it might not happen. It will affect compared to how they used to do it as outside of the stadium, like you said before. And from the way I saw this thing was being planned, I was left in awe, because it was just amazing. Just to look at it from a fan's point of view, not to look at the point of view. I was like, these guys did their homework. They made sure that they were able to answer all the questions that the doubters, the naysayers had, and kudos to them.
It was meticulous planning, because at some point Lady Gaga was performing, and of course now the Bangladesh team had to be shown on screen that they were passing along the River Seine, and River actually at their heart, and the coordination around it, a 6-kilometer stretch of all the teams. And I am so glad that the opening ceremony was not as bad as I think we had the designer, but it didn't look too bad. I mean, if you look at the ladies, they look good.
Unaweza sema kamera pia iliosha watu. You never know. These things happen.
My filters.
My filters kind of played a role in it, but all in it looked good. It looked good. Aside from that mosquito net we saw that season, it looked good. And at some point you have to give them kudos. Especially the ladies' attire was quite amazing. I enjoyed, especially the captain with the red dye on her hair. And
yes,
the dress. It was quite
she's
amazing.
Atuka.
Yeah. And Omanyala's was it Foredo? Is it a Foredo or what? I'm not so sure about it. The cape. The cape and the ama Kiswahili kidogo.
Apana, it's a Spanish word. Ferrero or something of the sort.
It's a Foredo something. I saw it somewhere, and it was I liked what they had. And to finish it off with the Kenyan bracelet, it was quite amazing. You just have to give kudos to them. As much as, yes, of course, Kenyans will always bash, we'll always give out our voices and our opinions on what we think isn't right. Yeah. But all in all, it was quite amazing. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
We hope the performance is as good as the outfit.
Yes.
But it was good to see that a lot of the skeptics were proven wrong. At least we did have a wonderful opening ceremony. I don't know about you. I mean, do you think that the opening ceremony lived up to your expectations? Please tell us on Nation FM at Twitter. Use the hashtag sport on. I think it was spectacular. I think it was really good. Of course, there were plenty of, I don't want to get into the politics of it, because there were a lot of question marks about some of the attire. And some of the political messages that were being spread across. But what do you think about the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympic Games? And of course, what do you think about Kenya's outfit? How was it? I want to hear what your opinion on hashtag sport on at Nation FMKE. Yes, I loved it.
But did you really compare it? I was comparing the Kenyan attire to most of our African neighbors, and I was like, like the one for Nigeria as well. It
Bro,
was quite amazing.
let us never ever compare ourselves to West
No,
Africans
no, no.
when it comes to like.
Yeah, but
dressing.
all in all, yeah, we are the big boys in the East African nation.
Yeah,
so,
but
yeah,
Nigeria had a good plan. Yeah,
They did, but
they were looking good.
But you see, Kenya is specifically the big boy, the big brother. If you look at our neighbors, we are the big boys, yeah.
The most
Yeah.
successful African country when it comes to the Olympics. You expect something grand.
Yeah. So
I get
when
you. I get you.
when you try to compare it to the other big boys of Africa, when you see the likes of Nigeria, when you see like the likes of SA, you're like, kidogo.
Performance no muhimu Buddha. Performance no muhimu.
Are you expectation?
Worry, Teddy. We're gonna talk about that. I think we can get something good out of the Olympics. Yeah, I believe we can get something good out of this Olympics. But we're going to be talking about that later on. So I don't want to focus on that too much. But this was the first time. This was the second time actually we were having two flag bearers, of Ferdinand Omanyala and of course Triza Tuka. The first time was back in 2021. We did have Masi Moim, the captain of the volleyball team, and Andrew Monde, the former Kenya Sevens captain.
The captain,
And it was good to continue with that again. Male, female, gender parity. Tuko sawa. Hapo